Hello everybody, I'm Roxy and this is Write Me BS. So let's move on to the non-fiction part of the haul. If you don't know what I'm talking about, then I recommend you to check this link, which is like a previous book haul. Let's start with one book that I'm absolutely fascinated by, and when I told my dad I had bought it, he was like, ugh, really? That's so repulsive. And I was like, why? Eat me. Natural and Unnatural History of Cannibalism. Then also at Hatchards I got Why I Write, an essay by George Orwell, and these collections of poetry by Emily Berry, Anne Carson, and Sophie Collins. And 500 Words You Should Know by Caroline Taggart. These are just words that you can add to your vocabulary. What I loved about this, it was just not an arbitrary compendium. Actually separated into like terms of endearment, respect and admiration, then terms of abuse, criticism and mild contempt, etc, etc. So it's divided into categories, and I love that. I think that's so practical and sort of evidences some thought behind the actual like putting together of the book. So then Language, Cognition and Human Nature. This is a linguistics book. It's a collection of Steven Pinker's academic papers, so yeah, to me this is very interesting, but let's get real. I bought another book by Steven Pinker, The Stuff of Thought, and this one is much more approachable. It talks about cognition in the brain and language in the brain and the social aspect of these processes, but in a approachable, like in a pop science way, which I love. And then I got Psycholinguistic, Introductory Perspectives, you know. Let's get on with books that I can actually interest you in. This is In Search of Gay America by Neil Miller. So this is basically a mixture of like a travel journal with, of course, gender studies. It's about Neil, who travels through America to different scenarios. Like, I browsed through it, and there was the story of a woman who worked in a farm and a man who lived in a city, so like very different perspectives, and that was very interesting. I also got it secondhand at a bookstore called Gaze the Word, which of course specializes in LGBTQ plus literature. They have a good secondhand section. Then I got a collection of articles by D.H. Lawrence. I've always wanted to read a lot of articles by this author. I was going to get a collection of 3 articles in my university bookstore, and it was like so expensive because of the translation, because it's translated from French, I believe. And so I was very happy when I found this, which is a much bigger collection. It has like 10 or 15 articles, like secondhand for like £3. Thumbs up for that. Then I got a compendium of Aristotle the Poetics, Longinus on the Sublime, and Demetrius on Style, of Loeb Classical Library. And the thing is that I needed this for college, this is why I got it, and I saw it first at Hatchards, and the original price for this is very expensive, and I thought, nah, not worth it, I'll read it like off my computer. But then I found a used version for like 1/3 of the price, and I was like, yes, this is what I need. Also because I don't feel very comfortable reading off a screen. Then I got Bad Language. This basically speaks of bad words throughout history. It's pretty small. It seems like a very light but maybe insightful book, so let's see. Dictionary of Idioms and Their Origins. Of course, this is a short compendium. It's not like a big absolute dictionary, but it seems very interesting. Then I got a bunch of books on Irish history, because if you do not know this about me, I love Irish history. I don't know why, I'm just fascinated by it. So, A History of Ireland, Peter and Fiona Somerset Fry, Ireland and the Irish by Charles Duff, an illustrated history of Ireland from AD 400s to the 1800s by Mary Frances Cusack. Definitely one of these has to be in my non-fiction November list. So this one you may all appreciate, Jane Austen's England, about like the social environment of Jane Austen's stories. Then I got Jack's book, an oral biography of Jack Kerouac. So I've talked about numbers of times that I love the Beat Generation. I have a lot of issues with it, but that doesn't mean I cannot be fascinated by it. And this just seems fascinating to me because it includes so many voices. It's the most unconventional biography, and I wish they had this for like every single author. Maybe they do, I need to check that. Then I bought Modern Theories of Language. This is like very self-explanatory. I'm always looking for books like these because when you study any science or any discipline, I think you'll find like there are so many ideas by now, like so many different schools of thought that you need to sort of have at the top of your head so you can function and debate and just work in the field. And so I'm always looking for books like this that can effectively summarize everything. And finally, so glad I got this, but I had to carry it around Heathrow Terminal 5 and I couldn't bring my carry-on suitcases. It was just a whole thing and I had to carry it and it was terrible, but it was so worth it. Chambers Slang Dictionary by Jonathan Green. So Jonathan Green is one of like the most prominent lexicographers these days. What it says, it's a dictionary like any other dictionary with all the slang of the English language compiled up to 2008. Well, of course this is compact, so it's a bit more selective, but what can I say? I'm a nerd. I literally want to be in summer just sitting down and reading every word. That seems like an appealing afternoon. I have a sickness. Anyways, I hope you enjoyed this video. Let me know in the comments what you thought. Please check out the other videos, my Spanish channel if you want. So I did a post on my blog about a bookstore that I went to in Bath, and it was just like the most beautiful bookstore ever. So if you want to check that out, the link to my Facebook page and all my social medias down below. See you next time. D.H. Lawrence is the old... to sneeze. And so my readings, I actually like to do them physically, and that's how it is super weird. Anyways.